Good afternoon, Ma'am Palomino. We are Group 1, and here are my members. First, I'm Leandre Clarito, and there's Henovia, Maria Ibon Angel, Reyes Angelica M, Batabat Patricia Marian, Jular Abing, Jericho Antiporda, Charmaine Brocal, CJ Nazareno, Pauline Pangilinan, Rose Ann Olidor, and lastly, Shervo Ashley Sherin. And here, may I call on Henovia to discuss one of our social issues and concern.
Good day, ma'am. So the first social issues that I have noticed in here in our in the Philippines is first is the corruption. So corruption in the Philippines is still a very big problem today. It happens when people in government see their power for personal gain instead of serving the public. Report says that corruption is still perceived in all branches of government. And the country ranks very low in the world corruption's index. Because of this, many Filipinos suffer while only a few benefits. So, one form of corruption is election fraud. So, some politicians buy votes, cheat in counting, or use their power to make sure that they win. This is unfair because it does not respect the real choice of the Philippine or of the people. It also means that leaders who are not honest can stay in power, making the situation worse. Another form in corruption is misuse of funds. Money that is meant for school, hospitals, roads, or flood control is stolen or wasted. Investigations showed that many flood control projects were overpriced. That's why last week the people are rallying in parts of the Manila, like EDSA and Luneta. Investigations show that many flood controls projects were overpriced, substandards, or even ghost projects that were not really built. Instead of helping citizens, the money ends up in the project or in the pockets of the corrupt officials. This is one of the reasons why public services in the country are poor and why many Filipinos do not receive proper health care, education, or protections during disaster. Corruption affects ordinary people. It increases poverty because funds are not used for programs that could help in the poor. It makes gap between the rich and the poor bigger. It also slows down the progress of the country. While other nations move forward, the Philippines struggles to grow because corruption blocks development. To solve this problem, we need a stronger law, honest leadership, and responsible citizens. We must vote wisely and avoid selling their votes that we all know this is just short-time happiness. Government officials must be transparent and accountable. If corruption is reduced, the Philippines can have better services, less poverty, and a brighter future. Let's be one as a Filipino, not to rely on our biased politics. And the next one is Reyes Angelica for the explanation of the next social issues.
So the next social issue that our group will be tackling is about poverty. When we see poverty, it is the inadequate or inefficient access to the basic needs of the people. And then I want to share about poverty as it connect to the other social issue as well, especially when it comes to the lack of healthcare facility, lack of access to healthcare facilities, unequal access to education, high crime rates, homelessness, and many more social issues. So first, when it comes to the lack of healthcare facilities, lack of access to healthcare facilities, of course, given the poverty, people in that situation would find it hard to provide themselves with nutritious food, clean water that may result to them having chronic diseases. And if they will go to hospitals and healthcare facilities, they may find it very hard to pay for their bills. And the next one, children from impoverished families may also struggle from hunger, or they will be stopped in attending classes, also resulting to the lack of access to education. And then the next one is the high crime rate in the Philippines. If you can see, or if you would observe, people who do crimes in a poor family or yung mga mahihirap po, ang mga kasalanan or yung mga crime na usually na ano nila na gagawa is stealing, or mas worst po pag gumagawa sila ng mga bagay na illegal, like they're selling drugs, etc. And also poverty can lead to poor housing or homelessness of the people. That's all. So may I call on next Miss Patricia Marian.
Good afternoon, ma'am. For me, one of the most pressing issues in society today is income inequality, where the gap between the rich and the poor continues to widen. With a small percentage of people earning millions, the majority of workers in the Philippines survive only on the minimum wage that barely covers the basic needs. This becomes even more difficult even when the cost of living continues to rise, such as food, rent, transportation, and healthcare. And the prices for those keeps rising, and many families struggle to make ends meet, often sacrificing meals, education, or medical care just to stay afloat. The low minimum wage creates a cycle of poverty that's hard to escape, especially for those with limited access to better opportunities. Talking about this issue is important because it affects the dignity, well-being, and future of millions of people. If ignored, it can lead to social unrest, hopelessness, and a breakdown in trust between the citizen and the government. One of the solutions that we're seeing in here is raising the minimum wage, and it is a step forward in reducing income inequality and improving lives. It gives worker a fair chance to afford a decent standard quality of living. However, this must be done carefully to avoid hurting small businesses that may struggle with higher labor costs. The government can also help by offering subsidies or tax breaks to employees while also investing in education and job training programs. Transparency in wage policies and cost of living data is also essential so people can understand the real situation. Ultimately, fair wages are not just an economic issue, they're a matter of justice and human rights. A society that values equal opportunity and equality among all people is stronger, and it creates a more united and more prosperous nation. And for the next social issue that we're seeing, it will be discussed by Clarita.
So the next social issue that we are going to discuss is about the inflation. Inflation is a problem that has been going on for a very long time now. It is the increasing of the monetary value of goods and services. It can be because of high taxation of the certain products or high prices on raw materials. Inflation is also affected by the law of supply and demand. If the demand is high for a certain product or service, entrepreneur tends to increase the price of certain goods or services. Inflation can be seen in different circumstances. It is not only by the increasing of the price, there is something called shrinkflation, which is the reduction of the product or service without changing the price. For example, a bread is sold for 5 pesos on a bakery. Before you will only need one or two pieces and it will be enough for you. But with the shrinkflation, the sizes of the product, which is the bread, will get smaller. So you tend to buy more of that product. The product changes, but the price is not. And that is one of the effect of inflation. Next discussion will be discussed by Ms. Jular Abing.
For our next social issue, lack of quality education in the Philippines resulting to students being functional illiterate. The quality education here in the Philippines has long been critical concern, and its relationship to the widespread problem of functional illiteracy among students and graduates. While the country has high basic literacy rate, which the ability to read, write, and compute simple problems, the challenge lies in students' ability to comprehend and apply that knowledge in real-life scenarios. The poor quality of basic education rooted in systematic challenges. Contributing factors includes overcrowded classrooms, teacher quality and training, insufficient resources and facilities, not updated curriculum, or other existing socioeconomic issues. Functional illiteracy as an outcome of failure of education system. Despite having a high basic literacy rate, functional illiteracy goes beyond being able to read, write, and compute, but they cannot effectively use it to manage daily living and work tasks that requires understanding and application. So this results to a cycle. For education, then students have shallow learning. Then they will have lack of comprehension, results to functional illiteracy, result to societal disadvantage. For our next social issue tackled by Jericho Antipos.
Good, good afternoon. So what is pollution? Pollution is the release of harmful substances or energy in the environment, mainly due to human activity, though natural event can also contribute. Pollutants can be solid, liquid, gases, or other forms of energy like heat, sound, or radiation. Pollution disrupts ecosystem, harms wildlife, and poses serious risk to human health by altering air, water, and land quality. Now, main discussion is about main three types of pollution, mainly air, water, and land. Air pollution, release harmful gases or particles in the air from cars, factory, and burning fossil fuels. Water pollution, chemicals and waste contaminant water bodies mainly from industrial waste and agricultural runoff. And for land pollution, waste and chemical pollute the soil often from litter, plastic, and industrial activities. These three are mainly the three types of pollution that are actively destroying and poisoning our planet. Though, despite our advanced technology, we have not found yet the effective solution. And what we are trying to do is stopping the and eventuality of our planet being destroyed. So these are some solutions that we will like to implement, but of course, by the advancement of our technology, this solution will also be perfected and thus preventing pollution to further destroying our planet. In air pollution, pwede tayo mag-switch sa clean energy, use renewable energy resources like solar, wind, hydro, and instead of fossil fuels. Sa water pollution naman, i-improve ang waste management, upgrade ng sewage treatment, mag-ensure na industrial waste is properly filtered before this filtered being released to water bodies. Sa land pollution naman, kailangan natin mag-waste management, improve recycling, composting, and sorting programs to reduce landfill waste. Ngayon, sa susunod naman po na social issue, si Miss Carmen Duwan.
So my social topic would be garbage waste management. So solid waste management remains a major challenge in the Philippines, especially in urban areas like Metro Manila. Improper waste disposal, inefficient waste collection, and lack of disposal facilities are among the dominant concerns in the country's solid waste management. Causes of such neglect leads to flooding, polluted bodies of water, unclean environment, and the list goes on. Government allot budget to solve these concerns, but it's not enough. More so, barangay initiatives only solve merely pinch of the problem, also a huge problem with where to place the garbage that was collected. Landfills are already overflowing with no solution as to how to manage it. So the next topic will be discussed by CJ.
Good good evening everyone. The next problem that I will talk about is the deforestation. So what is deforestation? Deforestation is the clearance permanent removal or destruction of a forest or stand of trees on a large scale, resulting in the land being converted to a non-forest use. It's primarily driven by human activities like agricultural, logging, land mining, and urbanization. Deforestation results in habitat destruction, which in turns leads to biodiversity loss. It also leads to displacement of indigenous people who live in the forest. The fresh air brought by the trees in the forest can also depleted. To so to stop this problem, I think the support of our government is we need, but we need to start in ourselves kahit nasa pagtanim lang ng mga halaman. Ang epekto nito sa mga tao is the climate change and flooding, biodiversity loss, also yung landslide and ang effect nito sa community. That's it po.
Fake news is one of the social issues in the Philippines. Fake news is prevalent in the Philippines due to political manipulation. Disinformation is a coordinated strategy, often employing paid troll armies to influence elections, promote political figures through historical revisionism, and discredit critics and independent media. High social media use and low digital literacy, the country's massive and active social media user base combined with a public that struggles to spot false content creates a fertile and rapid channel for the spread of unverified information. Financial incentive. Some content creators profit from clicks on sensational false articles. Erosion of trust. A decline in public trust in traditional media and institutions pushes people to rely on partisan or emotional content shared on social platforms. The solution requires a multi-sector approach focusing on long-term structural reforms, individual education, promote media and information literacy in schools to equip citizens with critical thinking skills to verify information and question sensational claims. Media journalism. Strengthen independent, high-quality journalism and fact-checking to build public trust and counter false narratives. Tech platforms demand that social media companies invest in tools to identify and plug disinformation and reduce the financial incentives for those who spread hoaxes. Government ensure proactive and transparent public communication to counter confusion while avoiding legislation that would restrict legitimate press freedom. The Philippines fake news epidemic, who wins and who loses. Fact versus fiction is a video that investigates the system and trolls that are contributing to the spread of disinformation in the Philippines, highlighting the scope of the problem. Ang susunod po ay si Rose Ann Oliver.
Lack of better healthcare. The healthcare system in the Philippines, particularly public hospital, faces significant challenges that impact the quality of care provided to patients. Public hospitals suffer from limited resources, inadequate staffing, underpaid healthcare workers, and substandard healthcare facilities. Hospital bed shortage were leading to overcrowding and long waiting times. Medical devices are imported and making them expensive and hard to find in hospital that results critical shortage of necessary tools for patient care. Shortage of medical staff because of low salaries, underpaid and overworked that some of the healthcare workers consider leaving public health facilities and seeking better opportunities abroad. Limited access to emergency transformation and medical supplies hinders the ability to respond to emergencies effectively. The government needs to take several steps to address this challenge. Upgrade and expand public health facilities, have competitive salaries and benefits, and ensure PhilHealth's effectiveness in enhancing healthcare access by expanding benefit package and improving reimbursement processes. The next issue will be discussed by Sherbo Ashley Shariel.
So now, here is the last topic of our social issue is teenage pregnancy and HIV aware. I mean the number of increasing of HIV cases. So nowadays, in modern technology, it is disturbing to know that the number of the students who do not understand their lesson is increasing. They graduate in high school without knowing how they comprehend what they read, despite completing their education. This is one of the big issues here in the Philippines, the lack of capabilities of the government to give all the necessary needs of the teacher and student. The the resources that are abstracted by the government itself are also disturbing. They funded a yearly budget for the Department of Education, a billion peso budget to fund them, but the officials are just corrupting them. Because of lack of information, the young generation did not get the proper education that they need, they deserve. They don't have knowledge about the importance of knowing sex education, family planning, and having a child in their teenage years without knowing the consequence of their action. Because of that, according to WHO, in the case of HIV here in the Philippines is increasing. In 2010, it's already have 44,400, but now in the 2024, it is creating to 29,600. Around 252,800 Filipinos are estimated to be living with HIV in 2025. HIV infection is one of the cause of having sex with different people, using contaminated needles, and having sex with the same gender who has AIDS and HIV. So now I call Leandre Clarito to summarize all our topic. Thank you.
And to summarize everything, we are tasked to answer two guide questions. First is, what should be done to prevent major problems from happening? So, as a group, we collectively agree that corruption is the root of all the problems, or the major problems rather, of the Philippines. And the best solution for it is to both vote for credible and trustworthy officials to serve us in the government. While some problems may be solved by being disciplined, most of it needs making, in, radical decision making, intelligent planning, and work with integrity. Next, what can the group contribute to the solution? As a student and future leaders, our group can spread awareness about corruption, encourage honesty in leadership, promotes responsible voting, and let us educate ourselves about basic law of our rights for us to know what is our rights as a citizen. We may not stop corruption right away, but being honest and responsible citizen, we can help to lessen it. Let us help our nation by voicing out not to be a silent citizen. Also, as a youth, the group believes that choosing the right leaders for the government will be the greatest contribution we can make. We can also be an advocate of what is right along with being an exemplary citizen. That would be all. Thank you.